All right, so today we're going to discuss how we're going to start writing linear equations. So we've learned about slope, we've learned how to find slope. Now there's a second part to that equation. So we're going to talk today about slope intercept form. That would be y equals mx plus b. You already know that m represents the slope. B is going to be our y-intercept. X and y are just the ordered pairs that are going to be constantly changing. Those are the coordinate pairs on your graph. All right, so quick review. Your slope is represented by m, and that is the constant rate of change. It determines the steepness of the line. All right, and we know that that's represented by rise over run, which is the change in y over your change in x. Okay, that's everything that we've learned so far about slope. Now, what does that y-intercept mean? Y-intercept is our b. Okay? The y-intercept is where the line passes through or intersects the y-axis. Okay? Sometimes it's referred to as the starting point. It's always going to be represented with a 0 for x and then whatever the y coordinate is. That's how we are going to represent that. Okay, the last part of that equation is the xy. And the xy, the coordinate pairs that make the equation true. Okay, and these are always changing. That's what makes up that diagonal line. So that diagonal line that's on a graph, that's made up of all of your xy's. Okay, all of those x and y coordinates, all of those points on the line, those are made up of your x and y coordinates. Okay, so we're going to do a couple of quick things, and then we're going to figure out how to find the equation from a graph. All right, so here are our graphs. We're going to find the equation. So we're going to find the slope, we're going to find the y-intercept, and then we're going to find the equation. So you already know how to find your slope. So let's say this is number 1, this is number 2, number 3, and number 4. Okay? All right, so we're going to find the slope, which is the change in y over the change in x. I'm going to pick 2 points. As you can see, there are 3 points on the line. There's several others, but I just highlighted 3. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to connect 2. All right? We know it's positive because it starts over here on the left and it's climbing. So I'm counting up 1, 2. Counting across for my run 1, 2, 3, 4. So therefore my slope is 2 over 4, which simplifies to 1 over 2. Now my y-intercept, my b, has to be represented with the ordered pair 0 and the number. Okay? Where does this y, this diagonal line intersect the y-axis. So I'm going to start and I'm climbing. Remember, here's my y-axis. I'm climbing, and here, right here, at that point, is where it crosses over, passes through, intersects my y-axis. So that is going to give me, here's my 0, 0 origin, 1, 2. So my y-intercept is 0, 2. That's my y-intercept. It's at 0, 2. Okay, that's where it intersects the y-axis. So now I'm going to have y equals mx plus b, which you need to write down every single time. We're going to substitute our m and our b. Y stays the same. Substitute m, which we found to be 1 over 2. X stays, plus, what's our y-intercept? Our y-intercept is 2. There is our linear equation. There is the linear equation. All right, number 2, it's falling down. Where on the left side of the graph does it start? It starts up here, left side. What's happening as I'm going across? It's falling down. So we know it's going to be a negative slope. So we're going to write m equals the change in y over the change in x. We're going to figure out what that is. So I'm going to come down and I'm going to connect a couple of points here. Counting down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Negative 5 because I counted down over 2. So my slope is going to be negative 5 over 2. That can't be simplified. Do not put it into a mixed number. Please leave it improper. B. All right. Check out the line. Where does it hit my y-axis? So I'm coming down diagonally all the way down. There's my x-axis. Keep going, keep going. Here would be my y-intercept. What would that point be? 0 what? Count from the origin. 1, 2, 3. So negative 3 would be my y-intercept. Y equals mx plus b. Substitute the m, substitute the b. Y equals, my slope is negative 5 over 2x minus 3. There would be your equation. Okay? This one is also falling down, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to connect my points. I think I have room down here in the bottom to put m is equal to the change in y over the change in x. 1, 2, 3, negative 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over 5. Negative 3 over 5. Where does my diagonal line cross that y-axis? Right here at 0, negative 1. So b is equal to 0, negative 1. I underline that negative 1 because that's what's being substituted into our equation. Y equals mx plus b. Substitute, so y equals, my slope is negative 3 over 5. Leave the x, and it's minus 1. There is your y, your slope, and your y-intercept for the line. Okay, this one starts here. It's pretty narrow. It's steep, very steep, but it's starting here and it's going up, so therefore we know it is positive. So I'm going to go ahead and connect the points. And this is where I think people are making mistakes because the point is way down here, and I think some of you start up a little bit higher to count. Make sure you're starting right at that point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's a positive 6 over 2. Okay, so the slope, m is equal change in y over the change in x. That's going to be 6 over 2, which simplifies to 3. What is my b? Where does it intersect my y-axis? Right at the very beginning of that incline. So that would be the origin, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, negative 5. So y is equal to mx plus b. Substitute the m and the b. Y equals 3x minus 5. Or plus a negative 5, whichever way you want to write it.